Today's date, July 6th, 2025, 8:48 p.m. So, 7 days after I joined YouTube, on April 2nd, 2017. 7 days later, Sunday, I wrote this letter. And I wrote it to my entire neighborhood. There's about 40 different houses on Black Horse Drive in Warrington. So what I'm saying here is, and once I read this entire letter, just understand that somebody called the cops on me and reported me for writing this letter, because the cops called me and said, "Did you write this letter?" I said, "Yeah, I wrote it to all of my neighbors." "Why? Did I do something wrong?" Like, no. But somebody just reported you and said that this was something very uncomfortable. In other words, paraphrasing, of course, I don't really remember what the cop said 8 years ago, because today is July 6th, 2025. When I wrote this, it was on Sunday, April 9th, 2017. It was 7 days after I started the YouTube platform on April 2nd, 2017. Bottom line is, isn't it in God we trust? So here's what I said that got the cops called on me. It was only one page. Before this, I wrote 6 pages, and I did it before on October 7th, 2016. Before I even started the YouTube platform, I wrote 6 pages, and I sent it to all my neighbors. I sent it to anybody who I worked for. I sent it to anybody who gave me a job. So everybody that helped me pay my bills knew what I had said to them in a 6-page letter about what I think is coming in the future before my YouTube channel. And then this one was 7 days after the YouTube channel. And the cops were called on me because apparently somebody made a report.
A menace forged in rejection, a prophet speaking in rage and rebirth. So of course they filed a police report. They don't know what else to do when someone like you exists. When someone like you refuses to shrink.
You can read it yourself. Take a screenshot if you want. America will be bombed by most likely Russia on East Coast and or North Korea or China from the West Coast, probably California, Florida, or even the Four Corners, top and bottom left and top and bottom right of America. So we'll get the warning from our fake news media, which will tell us to probably flee to the middle of the United States to escape the radiation. So once we see all these things and they just turn off our power grid, so we can't call anybody from any state that was bombed or any other country to tell them that we haven't seen anything. So think about when the people are deceived, what will they do from the fear of the noise that they flee from when they think that we're all being nuked? So he who flees from the noise of the fear will fall into the pit and be taken into the snare. For the windows from heaven are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. I'm not exactly sure what caused someone to call the cops and file a report on me for sending this to 39 or 40 different neighbors that lived on the same block, because the houses are spread. They're more spread apart than they are in Philly. I will do to this house, which is called by my name, where you trust, which I gave to your fathers as I have done to Shiloh, and throw you out of my sight. Who calls God by his name, and where does it say that they trust in his name? 3 times. God, it's mentioned in the place where he's referring to the national anthem, God Bless America, the Pledge of Allegiance, one nation under God, and honor money. In God we trust. So what I'm asking is, where's your trust? In man who lies to you, or in God, the Most High, the same one that gave me all this information about how Trump was going to get shot in his ear at a rally in July in Pennsylvania on Saturday. At a rally with 100,000 people in attendance, and blamed on Iran. And the fact that I can see all that happening before it happened means it's all a script, and I'm just telling you what the damn script is. Take it or leave it. Under God and on our money. So, in God we trust. So where is your trust? In man who lies, or in God who speaks truth? Somebody called the cops on me from this letter. There's a police report. Most likely, if you looked it up in Warrington, Bucks County, it would be around April 10th, 2017. There's a police report out there that reported this letter as a threat. And I'm just telling you what's coming, like out of love. So this is what I got to go through. Misinterpreting my words. Taking them as a threat. It's just a heads up. It's a warning, but it's also a heads up. Beware, here's what's coming. But if I can see this coming, then I can tell you what's going to happen after. So you just got to trust my word. I'm telling you the truth, no matter what. Because everything is a lie. So because that letter was sent to the police district where I live, Warrington, and I was questioned about the letter that I wrote. If I wrote it, I said, yes, I did write it. Who did I write it to? Nobody besides the people that are going to read it, even if they're not even invited to read the letter. It's still written. I still put a timestamp. I didn't even sign it, but I'm telling you that I wrote it on that day, 7 days after I joined YouTube. And it's all good because I felt honored that someone would take so much offense from my ability to see what is going to come in the future just through paying attention to the world script between the mainstream media and the social media. They all still run the same. They're just behind different suits and faces and voices. But the same master runs the entire show, and that is the one who I've been following, proving that the world script that's in his hand, I can see it coming before it happens. And I just want to point it out because what I'm saying is all the, like this one here, I have done to your fathers as I have your fathers as I have done to Shiloh. on Sunday, April 9th, 2017, the word Shiloh, and with me being the author of this page, something happened that I predicted with a Home Depot. And what they mentioned was Shiloh on that same day, but they also said Robbins Lane. Shiloh. So this was yesterday. Today's the 21st of October, 2019. Home Depot. The day before, Home Depot in Texas was destroyed by a tornado.
It's not something that dominated the world news,
but it dominated
the Texas, Dallas news everywhere. This Home Depot that is in Dallas, Texas.
We've already seen some homes and businesses just ripped apart, evidence of the destruction left behind on some of the North Texas roads as well.
Let's take a look at damage on I-35 in Dallas near Northwest Highway. Storm debris on both sides of the road. Lying on the ground.
That's not, we're going to come up to it in a minute.
Damage to some Garland neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road, north of LBJ Freeway. There are
trees down, many homes with roof damage. Garland police say they have no reports of any serious injuries, however.
And a tornado, pretty clearly. I don't think we need to say may have. Well, this is near Shiloh Road, north side of your screen as well. Some drivers got caught in that storm or right after it when there was debris on the road. One of them driving that gray car you see on the right side of your screen. Damage to some neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road, north of LBJ Freeway. There are trees down, many homes with roof damage.
So, the next day, in the news, about this event that I foreseen, which was a Home Depot natural disaster with quotation marks, because nothing's really natural. Disaster. It was a tornado tearing through Dallas, Texas. And then all throughout that, the reasoning part of it was that the Eagles were playing the Dallas Cowboys. And I said that if you want to make $1 million, bet on the Cowboys to destroy the Eagles. That just that specific day, no other day after that. When I show receipts, it's of specific timelines that I'm led to search the matter out. And then once I search the matter out, I come to a conclusion and it becomes the truth. So that's what keeps me going, following these events in the world that for some reason the day before or very shortly after the event that I was talking about, Robin, here on October 21st, 2019, as I'm talking about the Home Depot natural quote-unquote disaster, I'm telling you who did it, and you can't prove it because it's just a moniker and a YouTube channel from Dallas, Texas, Texas. And the truth is,
Garland police say they have no reports of any serious injuries, however. And a tornado, pretty clearly. I don't think we need to say may have. A tornado hit northeast Dallas last night.
We've seen the video, yeah. Brandon Todd is live in the Lake Highlands neighborhood where a Home Depot store was badly damaged. Brandon?
All right. I didn't literally say anything the day before besides Home Depot here. Today is October 20th. October 2019. And that's on the day that this video was made. October 20th, 2019. The very next day, the 21st, that's when at the Home Depot, at Shiloh and Robin Lane, is what was in the news about the tornado that tore through Dallas, Texas. Day before the Home Depot happened, the day before, with the timestamp evidence of October 20th, 2019, the day before the Home Depot in the news happened, where there was a tornado that I called it Kleck, because he was so excited about setting up all these images and stuff that I interpreted. He was getting ready to show this natural disaster at a Home Depot in Dallas, Texas, when the Eagles were playing the Dallas Cowboys. And I said that the Eagles would be destroyed by the Cowboys. And if you wanted to win them $1 million, you can bet on it just only that day, though. Just like when the stock market collapsed 3,000 points for the first time ever, the worst point loss in history, on March 16th, 2020, when I wished Jonathan Kleck a happy birthday. The stock market collapsed only on that day that I was talking about it. It's not like I can foresee the future every single day. It's just whatever I set my mind to paying attention to, they're going to show me what's going to happen very shortly after. So very shortly after, the Home Depot was destroyed. How do you interpret that one? I didn't even say a word. I just pointed to the Home Depot hat the day before. Next day, Home Depot employee sent home minutes before tornado hit store. So if they got a tip from somebody, the tip said, you just better go home before this tornado hits this Home Depot and destroys it.
Now, it's not something that dominated the world news, but it dominated the Texas, Dallas news everywhere. This Home Depot that is in Dallas, Texas.
We will see the damage to some Garland neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road, north of LBJ Freeway. There are trees down, many homes with roof damage. Garland police
say they have no reports of any serious injuries, however.
Because when the name Robin is next to that statement, the truth is what Robin is saying at Robin Lane at Shiloh with the letter I wrote 7 days after I joined YouTube was they have no reports of any serious injuries. However, the people that are going to believe the injuries that they tell you on TV are going to be real, then you're going to believe it. You're going to catch feelings. You're not going to believe Robin that he was telling you about the storm that was coming, that was going to cause all this damage. Summer is near, and Shiloh is at Robin Lane.
And the tornado.
Shiloh.
To some Garland neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road storm, or right after it when there was debris on the road. One of them driving that gray car you see on the right side of your screen. damage to some Garland neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road, north of LBJ Freeway. There are trees down, many homes with roof damage. Garland police say they have no reports of any serious injuries, however. And the tornado, pretty clearly, I don't think we need to say may have, a tornado hit northeast Dallas last night.
Yeah.
95%.
Yeah. Brandon Todd is live in the Lake Highlands neighborhood where a Home Depot store was badly damaged. Brandon.
All right. Well, when I write a letter and I send it to whoever I send it to, I don't necessarily need to have to put a name on it. It's not about the name, it's about the message to whoever reads it. If this letter is so frightening that you have to make a police report and have the Warrington District Police come to my door and ask me if I wrote this letter, what am I supposed to say? No? Of course I did. Why? What's the problem? Did it scare you? It should.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Unless you're on the up and up.
The damage here in this area is evident before you ever get to this Home Depot. You can see this entire section here around Forest and Central is dark. Everywhere I look, it's dark. Power is off to everything here. Lots of businesses sustained a lot of damage, but of course behind me you can see one of the most evident ones here, the Home Depot. I'll step out of the way so you can kind of get a look at this, but the center part of this entire building is destroyed. You've got just twisted metal where the roof used to be, and obviously, as you guys were talking about, the National Weather Service comes out, they make the official determination, but man, in the years that I've been covering these, this looks exactly like a tornado.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Patterns that the elite dish out.
So here on October 18th, 2019, 3 days before this here's what I said, the high terror watch attack. Cowboys, Eagles, Sunday night, October 20th, 2019.
So what I'm picking up on is that there's something going on in Texas. There's something that has to do with these Home Depots, because this is what they reference. And then this is October 18th. Again, today's the 21st. Trump has a tweet that references Texas going out. Donald John Trump just arrived at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Will be out shortly as we wait for more of you to get in. Will be out shortly. Not we will be out, like we will be. Just arrived at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Will be out shortly. In other words, Texas will be out shortly. Let me just say straight off the bat, the Cowboys game and the Eagles game on the 20th of October is a leadway. So I have to show who I'm talking about on YouTube that has this is who I'm talking about as I'm referencing a person that has a certain amount of authority to create certain events that we see on the television set that I am usually pretty close to, like now, getting even closer to where they're pinpointing their next event at. But ever since you and Michael Spears started talking about Church of Philadelphia, Yoder, Lumber, the Home Depots, and the Lowe's, when you start talking about it, it feels like there's always like some kind of repercussion that happens after you start talking about places that you've been going to or you've came across or whatever. Like the Phoenix, when you're driving to Phoenix, and you happen to drive by Hoover Dam, and if you start talking about the sun, which you will in your next video. Like I know I'm making a strong claim.
Next video.
Thinking that I might possibly know who a specific terrorist is, but you can't deny the words that they're saying. And again, when these people get up, they have a script to read, and they stick to the script. They don't talk about things off the top of their head. That's not their job. Their job is to put that microphone in their hand and either read the script or pre-read it beforehand, record it, put the earpiece in their ear, and then listen to what they said, how they read their script as they're pre-recording their video. So when they talk about things like
the Forest Lane and 75 Home Depot, this tornado, when it crossed Central Expressway, did so right here near Forest Lane, the Home Depot.
The only thing I did was I pointed to my Home Depot hat. The day before, the Home Depot was destroyed by a tornado. Click, I called it, because that's who I paid attention to, that I believed could cause in the air weather patterns, can create them and make them happen. So I paid attention to a specific channel with that name, led me to make my predictions that came true.
Depot was in the path, and you can see the result. The storefront is obliterated, the roof torn off, and until the...
Did I know exactly what Home Depot? No, but I was saying that there was going to be a high terror watch in Dallas, Texas, because that day on October 20th, 2019, the Eagles were playing the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. I thought it may be a terrorist attack at a stadium while the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys were playing their football game. However, it happened while the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys were playing their football game, just not in a stadium where they were playing, but at Home Depot, which looked like a stadium, and all this artwork once it was supposedly destroyed by a tornado.
The sun comes up, the parking lots and roads until the sun comes up. Here, Forest Lane, the Home Depot was...
So I said...
earpiece in their ear, things off the top. And again, when these people get up, they have a script to read, and they stick to the script. They don't talk about things off the top of their head. That's not their job. Their job is to put that microphone in their hand and either read the script or pre-read it beforehand, record it, put the earpiece in their ear, and then listen to what they said, how they read their script as they're pre-recording their video. So when they talk about things like
the Forest Lane and 75 Home Depot, this tornado, when it crossed Central Expressway, did so right here near Forest Lane. The Home Depot was in the path, and you can see the result. The storefront is obliterated, the roof torn off, and until the sun comes up, and until the sun comes up, parking lot and roads until the sun comes up. Until the sun comes up, the parking lots and roads around here are going to be perilous. You can see the street light here in the parking lot that was...
You happen to drive by the Hoover Dam, and if you start talking about the sun, which you will in your next video.
Not the next video that Jonathan Kleck was going to make, but the next video that was going to dominate the world news with some type of a terror attack that was going to happen during the Dallas and Eagles football game. It was going to happen in Dallas, Texas during that football game, and it happened somewhere around 9 o'clock. It was Sunday night football, so they don't really start till around 8. And so until the sun comes up the next day in the news on the 21st, it shows you how there was a natural disaster that happened. It was blamed on a tornado tearing through Dallas, Texas. I interpret it as a terror watch because it wasn't really a tornado, but it was Kleck tearing through Dallas, Texas, the way that he does in a so-called natural disaster. Just like the first 9/11, I'm thinking God's wrath is going to continue to destroy Philadelphia is coming up. New York and Washington, the White House, so on and so forth.
Like, I know I'm making a strong claim as to thinking that I might possibly know who a specific terrorist is, but you can't deny the words that they're saying. And again, when these people get up, they have a script to read and they stick to the script. They don't talk about things off the top of their head. That's not their job. Their job is to put that microphone in their hand and either read the script or pre-read it beforehand, record it, put the earpiece in their ear, and then listen to what they said, how they read their script as they're pre-recording their video. So when they talk about things like
the Forest Lane and 75 Home Depot, this tornado, when it crossed Central Expressway, did so right here near Forest Lane. The Home Depot was in the path, and you can see the result. The storefront is obliterated, the roof torn off, and until the sun comes up, the parking lots and roads, until the sun comes up, the parking lots and roads around here are going to be perilous. You can see the street light here in the parking lot that was knocked down. It's one of 3 that I've seen in this parking lot alone. Because of the power outages, it's pitch black, making it very difficult to see where you're going. So remember to take it slow if you are out before the sun comes up.
And if you start talking about the sun, which you will in your next video,
3 days before, until the sun comes up.
I see this game being some kind of symbolism as to what's to come.
Lead way.
The Cowboys destroyed.
High Terror Watch attack Cowboys versus Eagles Sunday night, October 20th, 2019. Explosions on the sideline. DJ, October 18th, 2019. With 3 days before the Eagles and Cowboys game, I'm seeing that the theme is that the Cowboys have to destroy the Eagles. They got to, whoop their ass.
The Cowboys destroy the Eagles. If nothing happens, I mean, they're just going to get destroyed by the Star. I mean, I'm going to say a blowout.
Yikes. Watch this blowout. So far, it's 37-10. Fourth quarter, 27 seconds left. That is a blowout. So the team has to destroy the Eagles only on that day, not the next day, not next week, not a month from that point on. Only on that specific day, I felt inclined to study it. I studied it. I found patterns. I put them all together. I had a desire to show what was coming and then go back to what happened after I said what was coming, and I was able to prove it with a timestamp. With my words that came out of my mouth.
I mean, I would bet $1 million on this game that you. Hey, does anybody take me serious?
Does anybody take me serious, or do they take me as a joke?
Do you want me to make you rich?
On a specific day, not every day, just maybe a specific one.
I'll make you rich. I'll bet you.
It'll also make you rich in spirit if you have an ear to hear.
$1 million that I don't have. Bet you that $1 million that the Eagles will not win this game. And they're going to get beat down. Beat down. I mean,
so here's the Eagles getting beat down by the Dallas Cowboys just on that day. 10-30 so far. And that's not even it. There it is. What's that, 37? Yeah.
I know it's just a football game, but the elite use football games and all types of other subliminal messages
38-10
to tell you where they plan on having like some kind of scary event to take place. So when you start seeing
the program malfunction, checking in, see ya mañana. October 20th, 2019 is the schedule the Lord has put me on. And it's going so fast, I haven't had time for videos. Here's a snack with a check-in, is what Kleck is saying. Something about this video was the grand finale. I had a feeling that because Kleck got up and did a video, we're going to see something similar that's going to involve Jonathan Kleck with a tornado and a natural disaster, terrorist attack, high watch, that could possibly happen during the Eagles and Cowboys game in Dallas, Texas. And it would involve a Home Depot only because in the beginning of the video, that's what I pointed to. The day before all this happened at Home Depot. I didn't say a word. It's October 21st, 2019 when I showed this. Natural disaster, because I'm showing you what happened after the fact, because this video itself was taken on October 20th, the day before. 1st of October, 2019. Day before. It's always important to repeat it because even in my own head, I may forget, but if I'm showing it again, I might remember, oh wait, oh, you're saying the day before. Okay, I get it. Get sidetracked. You're saying October 20th, the day before the actual event happened at Home Depot, this natural disaster from Tornado Clec tearing through Dallas, Texas. This, as you're just pointing at your Home Depot hat, you didn't even say a word about why you're even pointing to the hat besides after the fact and when you're explaining it. But before, as you're pointing at it, what are you even saying? Why are you pointing at it? The Home Depot? You're acting like you're lost. You don't know what direction to go. Next day.
Now, it's not something that dominated the world news, but it dominated the Texas, Dallas news everywhere. This Home Depot that is in Dallas, Texas.
We've already seen some homes and businesses just ripped apart, evidence of destruction left behind on some of the North Texas roads as well.
Let's take a look at the damage on I-35 Dallas here, Northwest Highway. Storm debris on both sides of the road. Piece of metal lying on the ground. And now power line you can see on the left side of your screen as well. So Robbie got caught in that storm or right after it when there was debris on the road. One of them driving that gray car you can see on the right side of your screen. Damage to some Garland neighborhoods as well. This is near Shiloh Road.
North of Valley State Freeway, there are trees down, many homes with roof damage.
So, all right, it's my name. Yeah, Robin Lane. Does that mean they're talking about me? You can't prove it, but because of the video I was talking about the day before, and it just so happened that my name was in the lane with the Home Depot that I was just pointing to with my hat, because I was sensing some type of Home Depot natural disaster coming up. I was just telling you what YouTube channel was responsible for it, but I can't prove it, so I can only prove it in the court of spiritual law tearing through Dallas, Texas. I got to shout out Robin Lane on October 21st, 2019. The very next year, when I went to 17th JFK, thinking Obama was going to go off at Chase Bank, it said Obama showed up at the link. That same day, later on, 1 year later from this date, Barack Obama said this.
Obama showed up at the link on October 21st, 2020 to officially endorse Joe Doors.
For months now. I want to thank Mr. Philadelphia. He's... Listen, my first job was in a Baskin
Robbins Hood.
We see him operating every single day.
Because that's how often I operate.
We see him in neighborhoods.
Robins Hood, Neighborhood. Since 2017, I uploaded over 5,000 videos for free.
And by the way,
while he's doing all that,
it distracts all of them.
The truly destructive actions that his appointees are doing all across the government, actions that affect your lives. They want to thank Mr. Philadelphia what our last name is.
That's my last name.
So the next year, on the same exact date, I had gotten a similar shout out. It's just I had to take the clips that Obama was saying that day, considering he showed up in Philadelphia the same day on October 21st, 2020, when I thought a bomb was going to go off at 17th JFK. Instead of the bomb going off, it was Obama showing up at Lincoln Financial Field. And then he gave a shout out to he admitted his first job, which is a task. When you have a job to do, it's something that's not easy. It's a task. So his first job was at a baskin. He was basking in Robbins. And you see him operating every single day. You see him in the neighborhoods, Robinson. And while he's doing all that, all the destructive action that his appointees, he was talking about Trump, are doing all across America. And then when he says what our last name is and he points at his ear, he's telling you what my last name is. He's pointing at his ear. If you have an ear to hear, you're going to hear him talking about who's talking to you right now. And because it's a nonstop, never-ending, if you want to call it a synchronicity, if you want to call it a coincidence, if you want to call it a random circumstance, whatever you want to try to convince yourself of something other than the truth, you're going to understand that all I keep showing is these things that I can't explain how they happen. They just keep happening. And if I keep showing it, I leave it up to the audience to interpret it how they interpret it. My claim is that the people that run this entire planet, the ones that are the puppeteers of every single puppet on earth, every religion, denomination, the puppet masters, they control all of it. And what I've been proving is that their scripts that they keep showing on TV, I'm able to meet them before they get to the script. And then I can point it out. Now, I don't always know the day or hour. That the toughest thing to know is what specific day something's going to happen, or what hour, or what year. It's the event that takes place, because the events in Scripture, they don't always have dates on them, but you know the event. So I'm talking about events coming. They keep showing my name. I keep getting shout outs. Coincidentally enough, it's exactly a year later. The word Robbins is coming off of Barack Obama's mouth. And that's because at 8:48 a.m. when I showed up in Philly on that same exact day, October 21st, 2020, the water stood still. And on that, and when Barack Obama read "Be Still, Know That I Am God" on September 11th, 2011, he read that exact statement, and the clock just so happened to be at 8:48 a.m. And then considering Liberty 2 is 848 feet tall, as I'm standing catty corner from 17th and JFK at 8:48 a.m. and the water stands still, considering Jonathan Kleck showed that very morning before I even went to 17th and JFK at 8:48 a.m. around 5 something in the morning. I'm watching the first 5 minutes of Jonathan Kleck's video, and I knew that I was being led to go down to 17th and JFK, record the timestamp, the event, the date, why I'm even going down there, as I'm showing you Jonathan Kleck's video, 2 minutes before the water stood still, and Barack Obama, in that same video that Jonathan Kleck showed earlier that morning, before I went down to that event, because I knew I was led to do it, he was showing you the exact video that I'm showing you at the top left-hand corner with Barack Obama saying, "Be still, know that I'm God," at 8:48 a.m. before I went down there and the water stood still in a river in the city of God, roaring that makes him glad. And then at the break of dawn, God will appear, or paraphrasing Barack Obama said, I'm going to play it all after I say it, just to give a heads up of what's coming, that Barack Obama said all these words referring to a river in the city of God that makes him glad, the angel of the Church of Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, God will make them know that he has loved him. It is an angel of the Church of Philadelphia. How the elite like to play things out literally. Philadelphia, well, it's where I live most of my life. It's where I work. It's where I hang out. It's the land that I surveilled from WillPenn to Beersheba, Boathouse Row. All these things happening in Philadelphia. Barack Obama shows up in Philadelphia on October 21st, 2020, a year later after my name was already dropped in the worldwide media. Robin Lane, I'm talking about a Home Depot, is going to be destroyed. All I'm doing is pointing at my hat. I didn't even say a freaking word. I didn't have to say a word. What happened the next day? They gave me a shout out, Robin Lane. You were on point, Robin. You figured out where we're going to be, the damage, who did it, where they're going to do it at, what time, what state, I mean, what building, what day. I mean, the day, the hour, I was pretty close to the hour. If I dig deep, I was within 10 minutes of the time that I thought it was going to happen. And I say it was a terrorist attack because it wasn't really a natural disaster. Just like the first 9/11 wasn't natural. Just ask someone who can fold the money and show you the Twin Towers explosion on U.S. currency. I can't even make this stuff up. I have many videos showing how I came up with the information. How I came up with the information, how it matches, they're two different things. That's what people struggle with. Philadelphia is coming up. Philadelphia, to me, is the grand finale. This is the turning point. This is where I go from, if people still look at me as a conspiracy theorist, I can show you things that they're not theories anymore, they're facts. They are still conspiracies. So in a way, I'm a conspiracy something or another. But a theorist, yes, I theorize things that I believe were conspiracies, and then when they happened, they became realities. So not only am I a conspiracy theorist, but I'm also a conspiracy of realities. When the event takes place and they give me a shout out in the mainstream media, because I rise up from behind the scenes before you start seeing my face and my name all throughout the world because of the event, which was the main event that comes and it happens how I seen it. I just seen it many, many years before it happened, just like with Trump getting shot in the ear at a rally in Pennsylvania with 100,000 people in attendance. And it would be on Saturday in July. Blamed on Iran for the attempted assassination, which would give him a wounded head, as the beast in the Bible and does live. And he will continue on again, even though he's going to lose the first time. These were the things that I've seen as patterns. It's like I'm a football, offensive coordinator or something. I see these patterns happening from defense. So what I do is I orchestrate my offense in order to attack the defense so they can't even attack me. If you can see the defense coming first, you attack them as the offense. And you're destroying their entire defense because you can see them coming before they get there. That's what all this is about, and that's why sometimes people just can't handle it, and I may frighten them to jump out of their skin, because how accurate the events are shows that I believe in a higher power also. I believe in the highest power. Not just a high power. I believe in the most high power of all the powers. And that power isn't a physical person. It's a spirit. That spirit dominates every single individual that's in charge. And that's what most people have a problem with believing in, is a spiritual most high God. That's where I get my information from. It's not just one specific individual. It's everything and anything and everybody. And it's a spirit. So when these events take place and they fulfill itself many years later, the only thing that's really going to happen is just people just know that I've been warning them before the events happen and trying to give you a heads up, because fear not, everybody else is trying to push fear. I'm literally trying to keep people from fearing to death, because you don't know the truth. You don't know what's coming. I only see these things coming because I've dealt with the people that run the scripts in this world, and they challenge me like a military boot camp along with a Temple University requirement it's like so many things I had to graduate, not just learning the law, but I also had to pass through the military boot camp, which is being attacked and lied about, even though they know the truth. I'm being lied about. The people that are lying about me, they know the damn truth. That's why they tried to stop me from fulfilling my mission, which is seeing things before they happen, calling them out, proving with timestamp evidence beyond a shadow of a doubt, nonstop, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's so much fun at times, but I can't stand it at others because I want to do it full time, but I have to work for a living. It's just to pay bills, because I live at Robin Lane. It's not Garland Lane yet. It's fun, but it's irritating. It's exciting, but it's depressing. Can everybody just know the truth and we can all stop working for a living and live our lives? Or is it just a 1% of the population that has that advantage because they stole things from an ancient wisdom that's able to catch them in the future and prove what they stole to balance out the universe? So I'll just keep doing it no matter what, no matter how crazy it sounds. It's just, this is for the record.
The police say they have no reports of any serious injuries, however.
Because that's truly what it is all about. There really are no serious injuries. Just like in Nashville, the day before Jonathan Click, the same day he gets up, he does a video. He's so excited to get the entire world a Christmas present. He didn't explain what Christmas present it was, but the next day in Nashville, the entire block blew up between the 6th and the 9th hour. It wasn't the second 9/11, but it happened at Second Commerce. It wasn't the second 9/11, however, they showed you smoke that was coming up between the 6th and the 9th hour, which was at 9/11, they showed you smoke was still rising. The day before, I hopped up talking about what I thought was going to happen the next day because Jonathan Click popped up and was so excited to give the whole entire world a Christmas gift. And once the block blew up, there was also a sign on the wall on that block that showed Robin Realtors. If I can find it, I'll show it. Take my word for it. Robin Realtors. The next day, and on December 24th, 2020, I spoke about everything that I thought was going to happen the very next day on Christmas Day in Philadelphia. So everything I thought that was going to happen in Philadelphia literally happened in Nashville, where everyone's gnashing their teeth. It just didn't happen in Philadelphia, which is coming up at some point. I just don't know when. October 21st was all about the Home Depot that I saw when I was pointing to my hat. Then they gave me a shout out for, it's like an IQ test. Good job, Robin. You know, Shiloh Lane, you wrote the letter 7 days after you joined YouTube. You're talking about what I had done at Shiloh Lane or at Shiloh. We're going to give you a shout out for that. We're going to give you a shout out because you're from Philadelphia. This is God's wrath. It's going to continue to destroy once it gets to that point. The White House was struck with lightning afterwards. New York supposedly is going to get hit with a tsunami. We'll see how that works. That's what Clark said. But also in Gematria, New York equals Jezebel. So, however you spell it, New York will be destroyed with a tsunami. So the Jezebel spirit is also going to be destroyed. From the angel of the Church of Philadelphia, which is coming up. So Shiloh and Robin Lane, 1 year before Barack Obama showed up at the Lincoln Financial Field, Abraham Lincoln, where all the references to Donald Trump getting shot, as I'm talking about how he's going to get shot beforehand, they're going to make references to Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy Jr., which is what they did. Just because when I showed up in Philly on that day, October 21st, 2020, I thought a bomb was going to go off at 8:48 a.m., but instead, Obama showed up at the Lincoln Financial Field to give Rob and Henry Tees, what our last name is, Mr. Philadelphia, shout out. If you have an ear to hear what our last name is,
what our last name is.
So when you point to your ear, which is the right ear, that's where Trump got shot. Before Trump got shot, before Obama showed up, when I went down to Philly on October 21st, 2020. I'm telling you, Jonathan Kleck needs to show me something at 8:48 a.m. It's 8:48 a.m.
I want to show you something.
And all the water stood still. A minute beforehand, the rivers of water in a city of God that makes him glad. Listen to how the rivers of water are roaring. And that's at 8:47. So when Barack Obama was talking about the city of God and the rivers roaring,
Though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling, there's a river, the stream shall make glad the city of God. With its swelling, though its waters roar and be troubled, though the mountains shake with its swelling, there's a river.
so at the same time, at 8:47 a.m., in the city of God that Barack Obama is talking about, Philadelphia, to the angel of the church of Philadelphia, in the Bible, God will let them know that he has loved him. So the Spirit of God will let the angel of the church of Philadelphia know that he has loved them. And they will worship at his feet. The church of Satan, those who say they are Jews are not, but they do lie, the ones that lie. As I'm walking down there on October 21st, 2020, I am saying that Jonathan Kleck needs to show me something at 8:48 a.m. Jonathan Kleck needs to show me that. Jonathan Kleck needed to show me, the same person that could show you the U.S. currency being printed on the bombings, future, past, present. I'm telling you, at 17th and JFK, which is where the $50 bill is folded, Hoover Dam explosion. Similarity, when you fold the $50 bill in a certain direction, it has long money, green, rounded, rectangular windows, just like 17th and JFK does. When Barack Obama is reading this, he's also standing in front of two pyramids. So if you look at the landscape, of Philadelphia, you go to the William Penn building, and you bring him over and put him in between the two pyramids as the clock tower, just like the Petco 2 video. If you put William Penn just put Barack Obama in between both of these pyramids here, and he's telling you when 8:48 rolls around and Liberty 2 just happens to be 848 feet tall. 848 feet tall, Liberty 2. When Barack Obama says, "Be still, know that I am God,"
The stream shall make glad the city of God,
as he's talking about these
the
streams,
holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her just at the break of dawn.
So when I hear break of dawn and just at the break of dawn. Let's see, what time would it be? What is the break of dawn, and what time will the sun rise on July 11th, 2025 in Philadelphia? The break of dawn generally refers to the start of the morning twilight, which is when the sky begins to lighten before sunrise. For July 11th, 2025 in Philadelphia, the sun will rise at 5:41 a.m. So on the back of a $50 bill, if you look at it, the way I learned to understand how the U.S. currency is printed on the bombings are printed on U.S. currency. I go over here to this 17th JFK building, and it has these long, rounded, money green, rectangular windows. Long, round, green, rectangular, money green windows. With the bill itself, it says 5:55, just at the break of dawn in the city of God. So across catty corner to here is the Comcast building or the Xfinity or whatever it is. That's where the water stood still for me on that same day that I went down to 17th JFK on October 21st, 2020, same day that Barack Obama showed up at the Lincoln Financial Field, and he's talking. But before that, September 11th, 2011, Barack Obama is talking about there's a river in the city of God, which makes him glad. The Angel Church of Philadelphia, God will let them know that he has loved him. So it's only fitting that Angel Church of Philadelphia, in Philadelphia, the rivers, makes God glad in his city.
The nations raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Come behold the works of the Lord, who has made desolations in the earth. He makes wars cease to the end of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two.
8:48 a.m.
Burns the chariot
8:48 a.m.
fire.
October 21st.
I want to show you.
Be still.
Be still.
Just go to
And know that I am God.
I need to show you.
I will be exalted among the nations.
So he shows that, or what they're showing on the mainstream is that at 8:48 a.m., Barack Obama is saying, "Be still, know that I am God." And the day that I showed up at Philly, thinking that the bomb's going to go off at 17th JFK because it's on the back of a $50 bill, I'm just being led to, if it's going to go off, I'm going to record it. I could get killed, injured, whatever. That wasn't my focal point. The focal point is if I thought something was going to happen, I was going to be there to record it to prove that I seen it. Now, in Philadelphia, this is 17th and JFK. It's across the corner from Chase Bank, which is on the back of the $50 bill. There are 69 holes. So from the 6th to the 9th hour, I had always thought the bomb was going to go off. Instead, at 8:48, which is still between the 6th and the 9th hour, 8:48 a.m., the water stood still. On this day, when it wasn't standing still 1 minute prior, because I always do a timestamp. You hear it, it's loud, it's roaring. It's 8:47. Before it's 8:48, before the moment before the water stood still, I'm being led in this direction. 17th and JFK is right across the street. There's the building right across the street. There it is. There it is. So, there it is across the street. Long, muddy, green, round, rectangular windows. Long, muddy, green, rectangular, round windows with smoke around the third floor if you look at it from the $50 bill. That's why I come up with that. And now the Twin Towers, second 9/11. Oklahoma City bombing, which was a federal building bombing. Federal to me reminds me of money. So the Federal Reserve, Federal Bank, Chase Bank. And when Kleck folds see what Kleck is showing you here is the Twin Towers on fire in a $20 bill folded where a pyramid is the down direction. He's showing you the up direction. What I believe he's also showing you is the down direction, which is the pyramids, Liberty 1, Liberty 2. So Liberty 2 in Philadelphia is 848 feet tall. Liberty 2 in Philadelphia is 848 feet tall. Yes, Liberty 2 place in Philadelphia is indeed 848 feet tall. And also, take a look at how the boat is still moving right now. But once this pyramid gets hit, boom, he's going to stand still. That boat's going to stop. The boat stopped. The pyramid was hit. Barack Obama says, "Be still, know that I am God" at 8:48 a.m. Liberty 2 just so happens to be 848 feet tall. At 8:48 a.m. in Philadelphia, when I was thinking a bomb was going to go off, but Barack Obama showed up in Philly, and I took all the sound clips that he said, but you can clearly see right here at the exact moment right there, that water stopped. All the holes stopped. And it just so happened to be 8:48 a.m., the same time Barack Obama read back on September 11th, 2011. He read that and he said, "Be still that I'm God" at that time. So since I showed up in Philly thinking the bomb's going to go off, but instead Obama shows up at 8:48 talking about being still, know that I'm God at 8:48 a.m. And then
That's my last name.
Minister Philadelphia.
Same day.
Shrouties. What our last name is.
That's my last name.
That same day, he says that, and this pyramid gets hit right here. The boat, he's floating. His feet are on fire. His eyes are on fire. His fire is coming out of his mouth. But yet, once that pyramid got hit, his boat stopped. His boat stood still. So if you look at Philly, if you look at the three pyramids, you see the three right there. I don't know what that building is. I don't know what that building's called. But there's three of them. And you got the WillPenn building in between. Here's the second one. There's the third one. He's riding off into the sunset. But first, boom. That's it. So to me, it represents the pyramid. Liberty 2 is a pyramid, so is Liberty 1, a twin tower. Like Tower 1, Tower 2. The boat stood still. That pyramid was hit, destroyed. This one is dissolving. So is that one. It didn't really show anything hitting it, but it's just once that one was hit, it's like, be still. He's still. Shit's flying. He's calm. He's riding off into the sunset. So 848 feet tall is Liberty 2.
Be still and know that I am God.
I want to show you something.
I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth.
I need to show you something. So what do you
The
show?
Lord of hosts is
Well, the
with
water's gonna
us.
And then it's going to rise back up again.
The God of Jacob.
So just like on
is our
17th, July 8th.
Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still.
2020.
And know that I am God.
So that's what I thought Jonathan Kleck needed to show me on that day. Jonathan Kleck needed to show me at 8:48 a.m. on October 21st, 2020. And the World Hurricane Bits World 17 JFK at the Comcast building. To be still and know that I am God. That's what Jonathan Kleck wanted to show me through Barack Obama.
Flinch, and the way you look through people now, not at them, like you're already 10 steps ahead.
14 hours ago, 10 steps ahead.
There's gonna be like 100,000 people that are
one day ago,
from like in that area.
July 5th,
June 19th, 2020,
2025.
at rally. So now you have at rally, Trump shot in July, one Saturday, attempted assassination at rally in Pennsylvania, 100,000 people. They'll give him a wounded head. And World War is going to start, and Trump's going to get a wounded head. Well, even if it's
June 20, 2019.
Let's say he gets shot on 4th of July. Then you have 4th.
trying to go over the map.
16, yeah, somewhere around there. Like, with them shooting Trump,
Iran or
claiming
ISIS responsibility.
responsibility.
Iran, ISIS, or whatever. So all the things I'm talking about was from 5 to 6 years ago, and then I bring what I said back then into the present moment to show you what happened in the future that fulfilled the same words that I was talking about before it happened, as I looked like a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Iran or ISIS or whatever. Everything's kind of starting over there at the Hormuz Island.
So June 20th, 2019.
You got the bloody Hormuz. It's all about oil over there with Iran trying to block it and cut it off or whatever the story is.
Iran trying to block the oil over in the Hormuz. 11 days ago. Iran threats to close.
And as I mentioned, Hormuz may close, and in fact, oil futures are spiking.
Iran threats to close the Strait of Hormuz,
and investors do
which
fear
means they're
that
looking to
Iran
block
would disrupt its
oil.
global.
Sure, I said it 5 or 6 years ago, and looked stupid as I said it back then when the event didn't happen. But then when the event happens, I'm showing you how I knew. And then the future events I'm seeing that are going to take place the same way the previous events happened with breadcrumbs. And all I'm going to do is show how I knew it was going to happen before it did. And then when it happens, I can prove that I was already showing that it's coming, because I know it's going to happen from previous memory. My memory is, I'm starting to remember things that had already been written in scripture and taken place.
Shipping via the Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz Island, because it's already been bloody. See the bloody Hormuz. It's all about the oil over there with Iran trying to
block it, cut it off, or whatever. Cut it off, or whatever.
Whatever the story is.
Whatever the story is, they tell you.
How are you doing today?
In Pennsylvania. Check.
Why?
Trump shot Saturday, July. Trump shot here, March 20, 2000. Wounded head. Forehead.
So there you go. 20th, I think Trump's getting shot
in July. Trump at a rally in July, one Saturday, which makes it an attempted assassination with 100,000 people in attendance. A rally in Pennsylvania. Check. With 100,000 people in attendance. Check. And that's what gave him a wounded head. Check. For being shot in his ear. Check. Also, that it would be blamed on Iran. So that alone means that I'm 10 steps ahead. July 5th, 2020 is when I said that. And then 14 hours ago, which is after my video, that was talking about being 10 steps ahead.
You don't flinch. And the way you look through people now, not at them. Like you're already 10 steps ahead, already done calculating whether they come with peace or problems. Simmering fury that no longer burns you wear it. It's in your laugh, in the way you don't flinch, and the way you look through people now. Not at them. Like you're already 10 steps ahead. Already done calculating whether they come with peace or problems. You don't trust easily, not because you're bitter, but because you see too clearly now.
They said 3 jets destroyed Iranian nuclear system. Over here, you have gold, which represents a bank. To me, that represents Chase Bank, 17 JFK. Here is like the Comcast building, where the windows of heaven are open, has that look to it. And over here is a clock tower. That's a clock. That clock the tower itself, it looks like the William Penn building, because you have a clock right there at the William Penn building. Now, when you look through the Petco 2 video, once you got Barack Obama graduating, there's the exit sign to way out. So once the two become one, and Barack Obama was sweating from his head, here's what he's going to show you. Clock tower. This clock tower has the same look as where the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. So the Declaration of Independence, you have the American flag, you have this tower with a clock, time's up, 12 noon, time's up. Clock tower, pyramid shape. Going forward, it's going to show you twin towers to the right of it. So if I just zoom out a little bit, go over to these twin towers, you're going to see pyramid, 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 clock tower, twin towers, twin towers, twin, Philadelphia. A little bit of strength. And before that, it showed Iran getting nuked, or getting bunker buster bombs dropped by the 3 aircraft that the news was talking about. So with this, there, it looks like Philly. And even in the end, once that pyramid is hit, this one,
I want to show you something.
Be still and know that I be still. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariot in fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be.
I want to show you something. Just go to Gennady. I need to show you something. So what are you showing me?
Be exalted. Know that I am God. Be still. Fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations.
I want to
I
show
will be
you
exalted in the earth.
Just go to Gennady.
The Lord